Well, good morning. Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Wolak. We're here each and every day at 8 a.m. as we continue this journey of life. It's so special, this journey, because it's ours. And that's what I want to talk about today. So, hey, do check in. If you haven't checked in the past, I ask you to check in. This way I know you're out there. You can give me your questions, your comments. I'll be happy to bring them into the discussion. We can explore your ideas together instead of me just doing my talking and stuff. I'd rather be conversing with you. So you've got that chat thing going down, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, hit it because I get to see it all. So I am broadcasting this live on YouTube and on 3 Facebook channels. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, Reverend Wolak, please do so. So today, what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about that you will never live your magnificent life if you follow others. You hear that? You are not meant to follow. You are meant to lead. You are meant to lead your unique values, your unique life. You are meant to be you. You are not meant to be anyone else. And yet we have sacrificed our identity. We have sacrificed the one thing that is most valuable to us, and that is our uniqueness, to fit in, to be a part of. Be a part of what? A clique? How many of you remember high school? You remember high school? Yeah, I want to be a part of this group. I want to be a part of that group. One of the things that I pride myself in is I didn't know why, but I never fit into a group. I was always on the fringe of groups. And you know what? That's where it is. Being on the fringe of groups, because you don't sacrifice who you are to be a part of anything. You don't give up your unique authenticity. Because if you're not authentic, how can you love yourself? More importantly, if you're not authentic, how can you expect anyone else to love you? They can't, because you're putting up a front. You're putting up a facade. You're actually presenting a lie. And how can you love a lie? You can't, can you? And that's the problem with God, is that we get people, they get into relationships and it's all built on lies. Why? They haven't been authentic. Why haven't they been authentic? Probably because they want to fit in. They want you to like them. Maybe it's even they don't really know who they are. Maybe that's the issue. Because I don't know about you. I can only talk from my life experience and what others have shared with me. But the one I do know as myself is no one taught me to question, who is Lee Wolak? No one taught me the questions to figure out who I am. That took me all these years. And you can tell I'm not in my teens or my 20s. And yet I'm figuring it out every day. I'm becoming more me every day. I'm understanding those things that are really important to me, not important to others, not what others have artificially installed as my software system. You see, that's the key thing. You came into this planet with no software. Then your parents installed it. Then the churches, then the schools, then everybody else installed all this software, none of which you chose. Now what you got to do is you got to figure out, okay, wait a second, what software do I want? You got to uninstall that software that's not really serving you, being your unique, magnificent self. Uninstall and reinstall new software. New software to me is basically new unconscious beliefs that become our habits. That's what I call good software. For me, one of the softwares that I've installed is daily meditation. Another software that I recently installed, I've installed that software, daily meditation, about 20 years ago. Now what I've installed is a new one. I've installed Wim Hof breathing daily. I've installed spiritual mind treatment. Spiritual mind treatment, for you that don't know, it's the form of affirmative prayer that I teach that was brought to light by Ernest Holmes. It's not asking, it's not beseeching, it's making a declaration. Because I understand that the power to create is within me, that the infinite power is working through me. And my job is to tap into that power and to guide and direct that power into what I want in my life experience. And I keep testing it and testing it and testing it, and it works. So here's the key thing. Remember I said about being unique? Don't follow Lee Wolak. You getting that? Do not follow Lee Wolak. But if you hear something that Lee Wolak says that sounds pretty good to you, test it for yourself. Test it for yourself in your unique life, in your unique way. And if it works, use it. You don't have to ever give me credit. I learned this stuff from all sorts of people. I'm just sharing what I've learned. I'm sharing what I practice every day. So I see a bunch of you out there. Good morning, Rodney, Jasmine, Sandra, Kai, Chris, Kenny, and Maria. Anyone else out there? Check in. Also, don't just check in. Tell me what you're thinking about. Tell me, is this making sense to you? Do you have questions about this? This time is yours. I'd love to see your comments and talk to you about them. Not at you, talk with you about them. Explore ideas, because you know what? I learn as much from you as you could ever learn from me. That's something I realize, that everything is circular. There is always a giving and receiving. There is never just giving. There is never just receiving. And if there is, that means we have an energetic constipation going on in our lives. And whoa, who wants to be energetically constipated? You know what I mean when I say that, gang? It's not a good thing. That means the energy's blocked, and that will show up in funky ways, really funky ways. For those of you that don't know, every Wednesday is Agape Community Gathering Day. So at 1:30 Central Time, there's a gathering, and at 7 p.m., there's a gathering, and everyone's welcome. What you do is you go to agapespiritualcenter.com, you go to the calendar, you look for the 1:30 gathering, or you look for the 7 p.m. gathering, and there's a Zoom link, and you can join and be with like-minded people as we talk together face to face. And we have people from all over the world. That's what's sort of cool. And everyone gets a chance to share. Everyone gets a chance to talk, because the gatherings aren't that big. And the gatherings are not about me teaching. The gatherings about you. Okay, Chris says, other than Wim Hof and meditation, what other software do you find most beneficial? Here's the software. I work out at the gym at least 6 days a week. Here's another software. I cook myself really healthy food. Here's another software. I dedicate 2 times a day that are totally dedicated to being with my wife, my partner. I dedicate myself to being fully present with who I'm with. I dedicate myself to doing affirmations on my mala beads every day. Why do I do affirmations? I want to feed thoughts into my mind so that these thoughts become conscious. One of the thoughts I would say, if you want to know one of my affirmations, is my body and mind live in homeostasis, and I experience perfect health and well-being. I live in and experience infinite abundance, and I am financially free to do what I want, when I want, how I want. I look through the illusion and I experience the truth. I'm an open and receptive vessel through which infinite wisdom speaks. Those are just some of them. I do about 32 every day. I do them a bunch of times because I want that to become my subconscious pattern. Eckhart Tolle says, Kenny says, we must escape the mind and make sense of the self to be truly free. We have to awaken beyond our history and our current life circumstances. We got to take control. See, we have an ego. Ego's not bad. Don't believe these people that tell you that the ego's bad. No, the ego's there. Guess what? You can use it. You can program it. Because without the ego, guess what? You won't have a life experience. Isn't that why we're here, is to experience life? I think so. I think that's the only reason we're here is to experience life. So I'm open to experiencing life now. What experiences do I want? Now you program your mind to get those experiences. You want the experience of a relationship like your mom and dad? Don't change your programming, because your parents installed the programming of their relationship in you, either by talking to you about relationships or you just observing the relationship they had. You see, when you're 0 to 7, you blindly accept everything you see and hear as if it was true, and it becomes a part of your programming. Now it's time to choose new programming. Here's the key thing. The program number on your program, on the software you want to install, that number is unique to you. Nobody else has that software. So guess what? You're the programmer. You get to create it. Now it's time for you to think about what it is you want to create. So gang, we're here every day. You give me your questions, we'll talk about it. Otherwise, I just pick my topic. That morning, I write a thought for the day. Every day, I write a thought for the day because it's on my mind. Today, it's about uniqueness. It's about my neatness. We are consciousness, the passenger. Our bodies and our vehicles and our egos are pilots. Here's the key thing, shell rush or spell rush. Our egos are the pilot. But you know what? Our consciousness can program the pilot to take us on the journey where we want to go. Don't let the ego just do it, because the ego likes to please. Remember that. The ego is a people pleaser. So with that in mind, I leave you with this. If no one else says it today, know that I have. I love you and I accept you just like you are. Go create a great day, everybody. Aloha.